To CryptosRUs, I am George. We're all George. In this late night stream, I want to talk about this massive, huge, enormous pump signal for Bitcoin. I think this is the motherlode of all pump signals. So I'm going to show you what it is, what it means for Bitcoin, and man, is it huge. So that's number one. Also, want to talk about a few pieces of the news and also talk about basically talk about Bitcoin a whole lot. I also want to talk about Bitcoin's dominance, which continues to fall. And altcoins are blooming right now. So in case you guys haven't been paying attention, altcoins are doing very well. But I want to start the stream talking about this massive pump signal. And if we do see Bitcoin go up in a huge manner starting to tomorrow or later this week, you know what? It's going to carry the market extremely well, and Bitcoin will finally make its next leg up, and it could end up at $80,000, $90,000. So things are very, very, very exciting. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. 2 streams every day, 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. or 11 a.m. Yes, not 11:30 yet, maybe 11:30, but it's pretty close. 11 and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you follow me. Hit that notification bell. Follow me on Twitter, so you'll get notified and informed if I change my time. And also follow me on Instagram. A lot of stuff going on Instagram right now. And I am thinking about expanding to TikTok as well. TikTok is more for entertainment. I don't know how my videos will do. Maybe I'll do some exclusive videos. I don't know, but follow me on all the social media. All right. So let's do this. Let me change my screen here. My fancy screen changer. All right. Bitcoin actually went down a little bit since this morning. 57,300. I'm down about 600, 700 points, but overall still pretty flat. But what's really amazing is if you look at BTC dominance, 54.9%. It fell down even more. And that is because you have a lot of altcoins that is pumping and pumping and pumping, and they're going up. We're definitely in altcoin season. Maybe a third way in, a halfway in, but yeah, we're definitely in altcoin season right now. So Bitcoin is actually looking like it's being sold off a little bit just for liquidity for the altcoins. However, I bring this massive signal, and actually thanks to someone in my Patreon that actually showed me this. But take a look at this. I haven't been using Georgecoin a lot recently because ever since they removed the F2 pool miner outflow, it was really pointless for me until, this was brought to my attention. This is the reserves of BTC, how much BTC each exchange has in total, accumulation of all the exchanges and Bitcoin out there. And this is centralized exchange, doesn't count DEXs, but you could see, 2020, or let's just say early 2021, the exchanges started with around 2.4 million Bitcoins. And that's in total. And that has been going down, but this only goes back to the beginning of the year. And you could see how, it started coming down, and guess what? Bitcoin's price started to come up, and look at this massive drop. I'm going to have to move my camera here because it's getting in the way, but look at this. Look at this enormous drop. That is crazy. That drop is enormous. So look at this. This time was just a small little drop, and after that, Bitcoin went from 51,000 all the way to 60,000. That was a $10,000 increase in Bitcoin just from that, from exchanges outflowing Bitcoin. And this is 4 times as large as this one, right? And here's a more telling story. You look at the all exchanges net flow in terms of Bitcoin coming in and out, and it's clear when the incoming is very high, you can see Bitcoin goes down, just like here, Bitcoin goes down, right? But look at the massive difference here. The outflow is negative 79.6 thousand. So roughly 80,000 Bitcoins outflew from the exchanges. What does that mean? Well, that usually means you have some big, big buys behind the scenes. And most likely, they're exiting the exchanges because some big institution or multiple institutions, we don't know who, just bought a ton of Bitcoin, and it now is getting it's getting removed from exchanges, going to a cold storage, a custodian, something like that. And if you do the calculations, 80,000 Bitcoin at roughly 57, 58,000, you're talking about $5 billion. $5 billion. So that's quite a lot. Who could it be? Well, you got to think it's probably one of the big tech companies. There's rumors about Walmart getting in. They certainly have a lot of money, but you know what? I think it's more likely someone like Apple, or maybe someone like Amazon, Google, Microsoft. One of these guys, they have over $100 billion of cash. Each one, not accumulation. Apple itself has over $200 billion in cash. Microsoft has over $180 billion in cash. Amazon about $100 billion, and all these guys have so much cash on hand. One of them could say, "Okay, we're gonna put 1% or 5% of our cash reserves into Bitcoin," and that would equate to this. So I think this is a massive, massive, massive buy signal. So it may not have started yet, but you could see that, this kind of lags a little bit. It's not immediate. Just like this time right here, you could see that afterwards, Bitcoin actually went down a little bit before it started going up. So there seems to be a little bit of lag sometimes. So this could indicate, man, tomorrow, which is still early, tomorrow's just Wednesday, or maybe Thursday or Friday, or this weekend, we could see a massive, massive pump for Bitcoin, man. And if it happens, it's about time, right? I know a lot of you guys are getting antsy about why Bitcoin's not moving up. Why is it so stagnant? I told you guys, it'll do what it's doing. it'll just hover around until it's ready to move. And when it does, it usually makes a big, 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 big jump upwards. And I want to show you guys, I'll just bring this up again about looking at April. Traditionally, April is extremely, extremely bullish month for Bitcoin. For whatever reason. It could be because normally March is a very bearish month. So you could see that, March from 2017 down 9%, 2018 down 33%. 2019 was an exception, going up 8%, but 2020 down 25%. This is not updated, but we made gains in March. So we kind of broke that trend. But then you look at April, man, positive 8.2, positive 28, positive 33, positive 28.6, positive 34.5. Where we go see, we could see another 30% or even higher growth in April for Bitcoin, right? And something like this is definitely going to help. This outflow is definitely massive. And let's not forget, the news itself will be massive. Who is it, right? If it's Apple declaring that they have bought because they want to put Bitcoin in their reserve, and they want to make Apple Pay a competitor of Square and PayPal, and they want to offer crypto trading services, and they allow anyone to basically buy and sell and hold crypto with Apple Pay and some wallet or something like that. Who knows? That could be coming right around the corner. It just makes a whole lot of sense because Apple Pay competes with all these other guys. So very, very big. Very big indeed. All right. So what else is there? Well, I saw this. You know how athletes want to get paid in Bitcoin now? Well, Sacramento Kings is going to offer players the option of getting paid in Bitcoin. So, these guys, I don't see why not. Most of these guys are insanely wealthy. They have a lot of sponsorships, they're making money hands over fists right now. So, a lot of them, they're going to say, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. And that football player, he done really, really well with his Bitcoin purchase. I think he did. I don't know if he did it once or he kept doing it, but he became one of the highest paid players in the NFL because he put half of his money into Bitcoin. So I bet a lot of people are paying attention, right? So this is also pretty big, and I think we're going to see a lot more teams overall go offer to pay in Bitcoin, and who knows, a lot of the companies that you guys work for, public trade companies or private companies, they'll probably go offer the option to get paid in Bitcoin. So yeah. Anyways, that's it about Bitcoin. Overall, there's a lot to talk about with altcoins. There's a lot of flying altcoins. I've created so many videos about altcoins recently, but you know what? They're all really, really hot right now, and some more hot than others. But before I get to that, what do I want to share? Oh, number one is, I'm going to promote my giveaway. A lot more people is getting on. The entries is exploding. So I know you guys are paying attention. Some of you guys still have not figured out the secret code. It's not that hard. It's 3 letters or 3 digits long, right? And of course, we're talking about crypto here, so think about it. It's not that hard, so make sure you participate. But I'm talking to a lot more projects and sponsors, and I'm going to try to beef this up before the end of the year. So make sure you pay attention. Also, I want to show my own coin, the Georgecoin, and a lot of you guys have been looking at it and has been supporting me, so I really appreciate it. But I have big plans for a Georgecoin, the Georgecoin, the I am Georgecoin. So if you want to support me, then go ahead and buy some. And also, I'm going to have a lot more engagement opportunities. I've been thinking about so many people doing super chats through YouTube. I haven't really done anything else with some of the other social media, like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Maybe I could do engagements through those platforms utilizing Georgecoin. So make sure you stock up. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. I should say there's a lot of stuff that's going to be going on within this. All right. That's pretty much it. Let's going back to altcoins. BTC dominance at 54.9%. That should tell you something. It keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. So today, look at this. Binance Coin up another 10%, over 400, right? XRP up 18%, above $1. And then you go down the list. Yeah, Polkadot isn't doing too well, but you even look at Chainlink, Theta, they're doing very well. Some of the high flyers of before, like Filecoin, storage plays, is taking a breather. Tron, the massive pumps is taking a breather. But you look at a lot of these blockchain smart contract plays I've been telling you guys about, they're just on fire. VeChain up another 12% today. Solana up 8.5% today. See, I've covered all these in these previous videos just from a few days ago. You guys, if you haven't been watching, you need to, and just pay attention. And then you go down the list, you have another one, NEM, which I'm not too familiar with, but they're up 11%. Elron up 15%. They've been very stagnant, right? You could see a trend here. A lot of smart contract plays are really, really, really moving. Also, exchange tokens really, really moving, right? I've been telling you about that. I showcased KuCoin shares or KuCoin token. They are on fire right now. They are on fire. And, a lot of other good projects like Basic Attention Token getting some love today. Another smart contract play, Qtum, is up 30%. Don't know what the deal is with them, but they're flying. A random project out of blue that I've supported for a long time. I said Helium. I just mentioned them this morning. They're up staggering 30% today. They're a fantastic project. And you know what? There's just a lot of good projects right now. Now, yes, there are some pump and dump. Oh man, look at this. KuCoin token, I didn't even know, made it in on page 1, up 17%. Now they're 11.25. The Coinbase IPO, this thing is real. They just released. Actually, I forgot to show you guys this. This is insane. Coinbase released their Q1 numbers. Active users grew about 117%. Their revenue topped $1.8 billion. Their total revenue jumped from $90 billion last quarter to $223 billion. 150% increase quarter over quarter. This is coming a week before their direct sale of their IPO, and there's a lot of people that's very, very excited about this. Very excited. Jesse, appreciate that. And because of this, you could judge from these numbers. If Coinbase is doing this well, imagine how well Binance has been doing, or KuCoin, or any of these other exchanges. They're blowing up just as much, right? And you got to figure, well, if Coinbase is going to be worth 100 billion plus, what is Binance worth? What is KuCoin worth, right? You look at their volume and you can kind of correlate. So this is all adding up. So you gotta be paying attention. All right, I'll just turn to you guys. I don't have any really specific altcoins to talk about, but I'll just leave it open for Q&A for you guys. Someone is trying to shill. Timothy is shilling a super bid, a very low cap. Okay, I'm not gonna look at it because you want it to be pumped, but I appreciate that. DT, I appreciate it. NKN was on sale coming up. NKN is trying to come out with like a new internet based on a new protocol that is not TCP/IP. I think that's a little bit too ambitious. Maybe in time they could do it, but I think they're a little bit too ambitious at this point. What else is there? Ren, someone keeps asking about Ren. I mean, synthetic or wrapping tokens, there's so many projects out there now that does that. So I don't know if those projects are going to be that hot in the future. I mean, there's a ton of them. Ren was kind of one of the leaders where you can kind of create synthetic, token based on a Ren token. But there's so much going on. So I don't know. And there's a lot of chains that have their own bridges now. So they could be a little bit weaker in the future. Asapunk says, Binance sent 26,000 BTC to BTC-B reserves address today. CryptoQuant info on any reason why? I have no idea. Ben asks, I want to secure some profit, but do not need the cash. What options do I have? If you want to secure profit, staking is not going to do that, because if the underlying coin goes down, staking is not going to make up for it. So yeah, if you don't need cash, then you can put in stable coins. But I guess if it's just sitting there, it's kind of a waste, right? So if you want to, put into stable coins and then put into, let's say, Celsius or BlockFi or one of the other guys and make some interest off of it. But you got to be careful, though. You got to pick the right stable coin and right platform, because if you go put all in, it's not not as safe. I have no idea what XDC is. XFin Network. Sounds familiar. Sounds very familiar. Enterprise-ready hybrid blockchain for global trade and finance. Okay. Public and private blockchain. They sound a lot like LTO Network. I have looked at this before. They're a pretty old project. Pretty fast finality, very fast blockchain. Yeah. I have seen them before. I don't know what to think. They're relatively big already, I guess, coming up. Basically Americans can't buy it. I don't know. I would say okay. I think the exchanges will probably hold it back a little bit. Jesse asks, where do you hold most of your crypto? I took mine off Ledger, Cold Wallet, moved into Trust Wallet. Combination. I have it kind of spread everywhere. But yeah, what you're doing isn't bad. Obviously, off of the exchanges are the most safe. But yeah, spreading around between like hardware wallet and non-custodial wallets like Trust Wallet. Pretty good idea. Not a fan of Hydra. Velo. I swear I looked at them yesterday. I just can't remember. Yeah, digital credit. I remember doing a deep dive on Velo. So what they're trying to do is they're getting involved with DeFi, but they want you to build like a reputation system, basically, essentially a credit, so that you don't have to keep getting verified. You could basically go from one DeFi lender to another, and they would trust you, almost like a real credit system, so that it's just easier for you to get loans and maybe not put down as much collateral like in that space. I think it's an interesting concept, but it's getting really close to just traditional banking, right? So I don't know if it's going to thrive, because I think part of the appeal to DeFi is you can simply, anyone could stake a token and borrow against that, right? This is like going into the realm of having good credit and stuff like that, but I get the appeal because then you can maybe borrow more. I don't know. I think so. Let's just put it that way. What's the most undervalued exchange token? The one I believe in is KuCoin shares. KuCoin token. They renamed themselves the KuCoin token. I think because I just look at what exchange do Americans go on when they can't go on Binance, and the number one answer is KuCoin. I mean, there are like Voyager, for example, that's alternative, but they just don't have as many tokens out there. KuCoin just offers a complete package. They're like Binance Mini. And when you look at it that way, and you look at what their market cap is, it's still very small. You know, you look at, say, KuCoin, and you look at what is their overall market cap? Where did they drop off? Yeah, they probably dropped at number 2. Page 2. I mean, they're at 900 million, right? So 900 million is still smaller than, say, Voyager, which is still, I mean, they've been showing weakness, but they're still in page 1, and Voyager is still at, 888 million. And then you compare it to some of the other exchanges, like OKX is at 1.1 billion, and then you go up the list, and then there's like Huobi. Where's Huobi? Huobi is pretty high. Oh, this one is also Bitfinex. Leo is part of Bitfinex, which is $2.1 billion. And then you go up the list, and there's Huobi is at 3.2 billion. And then, of course, you go up to the big dog Binance, which is at 60 plus billion. So I think KuCoin is very undervalued right now. Thoughts on Voyager token? I just got done talking. Decline in value due to company being publicly traded. See, that's an interesting thing. I bet Voyager, when they release their next quarterly, it's going to be outstanding. But they do have shares, and it doesn't correlate with how their tokens move. So it's kind of a weird setup, right? But overall, I think Voyager is a good app. You get native staking on there, right? The spread is not that good, and they don't have that many tokens on there. But you can get some exclusive ones, especially for U.S. citizens, like StormX, for example. I'm just saying, I mean, StormX you can't really get anywhere except Voyager. So they do have some exclusive tokens on there that does help them. Casino Coin? I don't know. Yeah, them and like Funfair, anything that's really casino-based, there's a taboo-ness to it because not all jurisdictions allow, casinos and online gambling and stuff like that. So what's going on? Filecoin, do you think it'll go back to 200 levels? I think so, but I think it pumped up too much. I even created a video saying that I don't get why it's going up this much. I get why it pumped because the Grayscale trust, but, I don't know why it keeps pumping. And then there's rumors about Chinese companies utilizing Filecoin, which is great. But it went up way, 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 way quick, right? So it does not surprise me it's taking a breather, as all decentralized storage plays. But I think things come in waves. They'll come back. It'll be interesting to see if they can hold this big cap, this 10 billion mark. So if they can, that'll be pretty good. Do you have a target for BTC short term? With this massive signal that I just showed you guys, this outflow, this net flow, it's 80,000 Bitcoin that just went out and bought was bought by like, I don't know, Amazon or, you know, Apple. I think it's probably Apple, but it could be like Walmart or someone else that we can't even guess right now. I think that could cause Bitcoin to go up really, really much, a lot. Not just that. I mean, just from a fundamental standpoint, if you look at what's going on, right? Bitcoin is still mainstream news. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone still wants a Bitcoin strategy. And if you look at, you know, like the stock to flow and everything else that's measuring Bitcoin's movement, this is right on track. Sometimes we live minute by minute and it just seems like Bitcoin's not moving. But if you step back, you realize we're actually moving really, really, really fast, right? So short term, I'm going to say Bitcoin. Before I said Bitcoin was going to be $100,000 by the end of the month, I'm going to be a little bit more conservative. I'll go down a little bit. I'll say Bitcoin will be at 80,000 by the end of the month. So that's what I think. Edgeware, one of the first projects in Polkadot's ecosystem. Okay. Edgeware. Paul says one would think that such an old system would be easily compromised by now. I don't know which old system you're talking about. Edgeware is a smart contract chain with community managed treasury. Okay, so it's a DAO basically. So it's an Ethereum compatible chain. That's a parachain if this is on Polkadot, and they have a DAO to basically help the ecosystem. Okay. I mean, it's not bad. One thing to note is no Polkadot project is really pumping right now. So that is one thing. I know a lot of people are trying to get ahead of the game, try to get into projects for Polkadot or Cardano, but they're not really pumping at this point. But it could be good in the future. Coin Metro. While I pull this up, Paul asks, can you explain how BTC works? It's a 12-year-old system with no updates, no team behind it. How can it possibly compete with today with other crypto projects? Because you're thinking about it the wrong way. It doesn't need to compete. All these projects are trying to become the next Google, Amazon, or Spotify. They're trying to build out dApps that people will use. They're not trying to be store of values. Bitcoin is a store of value. It's like saying, okay, Apple exists, so, you know, it competes with gold. No, they don't. Gold is a store of value. It's meant to be something that you hold and it appreciates over time because there's a set amount. There's a scarcity value to it. And people just believe in it, right? That's what Bitcoin is. It's the first. It's a store of value. So I don't think it competes at all with all these other guys. Although some people will confuse you and say that, but they don't compete. It doesn't matter if Coin Metro is more advanced than Bitcoin. It's not meant to be a store of value. They're not meant to compete with each other. That's all I'm saying. Hopefully that explains it. Coin Metro, moving crypto forward. Buy, sell, invest crypto. I mean, there's 100 different apps that do this, and financial apps. So I'm going to say no to that. I own half of BTC, but seeing a lot of bullish news on ETH. Would it be smart to sell your BTC and buy ETH instead? Okay. I've been promoting this strategy, 50, 25, 25 rule, 50% in Bitcoin, 25% in big caps, 25% in mid to small caps. Okay, so as long as you have 50% in Bitcoin, 25% in big caps, which is anything above 10 billion, and it could be a number of them, and same thing, 25% in mid to small caps, you're going to be fine. So if you're trying to break up your BTC and stuff, I would say follow that strategy because many that have followed it tells me that it works. And for me, it works. I really don't panic at all when I follow it. So I would say look into that. Venus is like Maker for Binance Smart Chain. They have the most liquidity locked in. They have their own stable coin. So I like Maker. I like Venus because they're the biggest on Binance Smart Chain. And Binance Smart Chain is blowing up. So I do like Venus quite a lot, Pension. I love to hear your thoughts on yield credit, a new fixed interest lending program giving borrow yield for repaying loans. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, but what if they don't repay loans? So, I mean, I get it's incentive, right? Is it part of Yield app or is it something else? Yield credit? Yeah, it doesn't even show up. I mean, again, that's moving towards traditional banking. So it rewards you for repaying on time or early, right? I guess that's what it is. I mean, can it be adopted to DeFi? Yeah. Will people care? I don't know. Zcash, I don't like Zcash because it's a privacy coin, and every exchange is delisting privacy coins at this point. So it's gonna be hard to buy in the future. Is Uniswap still worth holding? Yes, hell yes. Uniswap is moving. It's really well. It's moving really well. So yeah, I would not worry about holding on to Uniswap right now. Yeah, I saw that. I don't like that project. I mean, they're trying to be like the greenest blockchain out there or something like that. Just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I know he's behind it. I really wonder if he's really behind it or he's just like a visor, right? They utilize him for marketing. I don't know if he's really behind it or not. Stacks is trying to program like on top of Bitcoin blockchain. This is where I don't like, because I just got done saying all these other projects are trying to become the backbone or the DApp of the future, right? They're built for that. They're high speed, very fast, very cheap to do transactions. So I don't know. I don't think you need to utilize the Bitcoin network for that. And that's what Stacks is for. It's like trying to create programming language on top of Bitcoin network. It's something that I think Michael Saylor would be interested in, because he thinks everything can be built on top of Bitcoin network as a layer 2 solution, which is what Stacks is essentially. But I don't know. I don't know if I like that idea or not. Miguel, appreciate it. Ali, appreciate it with that big super chat. Thank you for that. I try to do my best. Would and can Coinbase ever release their own native? No, they will not. After they IPO, don't think about it. They will not. They tried. The idea was to do like a security token offering rather than stocks. It's just too complicated. So no, I don't think so. Open governance token. No idea. Yeah, too small. And they're a DAO. Create stablecoins backed by your project tokens. So, okay. So I could, you know what? I could stake my Georgecoin in here, and then I could create a stable coin with it, and then I could stake it into DeFi projects. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, overall, there's a lot of like synthetic creations, or wrap tokens. This is just another one. I'm not a fan. Let's just put it that way. I'm not a fan. Someone asked about Luna. Yes. I just got done talking to one of my patrons about that. A lot of these high-flying coins like Luna, Theta, Chiliz, Engine, a lot of the ones that Harmony, a lot of the ones that have been moving a lot, they flatten out a little bit, right? That's okay. That's because they've gone up like millions of percents within the last few weeks or months, and they need to just take a breather. Like, case in point, let's look at Luna real quick, or Terra. You go back 1 month. So even at 1 month ago, they were at $8.17, and they're double that, right? So they doubled in 1 month. But if you look at 3 months, I mean, come on, they were at 82 cents. They went from 82 cents to $16 in 3 months. So yeah, that's a perfectly normal break right now, right? So you got to look at it that way. You can't see. Coins cannot just keep going up like this to the moon and become bigger than Bitcoin. That just won't happen, especially as it approaches a higher dollar or market cap value. As it approaches, the big cap value. That's why a lot of these projects have a hard time holding their big cap status, like Filecoin is an example, because it's really hard to maintain that momentum, right? So you got to give them time. Just because they stop moving for a few weeks doesn't mean that it's done. It's just because they need to take a breather. ETC, I don't see any future for ETC other than all the Ethereum miners move to ETC. Dodo, doesn't really pique my interest right now. Yeah, I like Electrono, but the team still insists that they can't talk to me because they're afraid I might pump their token. That's why they don't want to talk to me. So I find that really funny and off-putting. So yeah. But I think what they're doing is good. I like it. I don't like pharma research. CLI. I know it's been moved up a lot, but I don't like it. Anwar, explain your massive token. I did. Go to rewind. When you have this big of outflow coming out from the exchanges, that means someone bought it. And it's going to be someone huge. And you know what? It's probably going to drive Bitcoin up in a big way. Anchor. Anchor, I think it was overhyped. A lot of people kept asking about it because it kept going up. But if you think about what Anchor does, is they're like basically a node creation company, which isn't very unique. A lot of people that really support a project, they would just spin up their own nodes, right? But I get it. They make it easy, but I've always been neutral on Anchor. I did look at Near Protocol. I think they have fantastic backers, and the leaders are good. I think Near is a good project. TrueFi, yeah, I think so because they're created by the True USD team, so they have traction. People just aren't paying attention to them right now, but I think they're good. Christopher says, asks, would it be better to jump on Coinbase IPO immediately or hold? Oh, you should never go on. Just look at what happened with all the IPOs recently. As soon as they open up, they may get pumped a little bit and then they dump. You gotta wait until it dumps and settles down before getting in. But I've been hearing a lot of insiders will probably dump their IPO. Dump their shares of Coinbase at IPO time because they got in very early and they want to cash out. So that will probably contribute to it dumping. But afterwards, I think they'll be really good. Ocean, Ravencoin, ETH mining going away. Much hash rate will migrate. I don't know if they're going to migrate to Raven. They're probably going to migrate to Ethereum Classic. That makes more sense. Ocean Protocol, I forgot what they were involved with. Oh, data marketplace. There's a lot of data marketplaces out there, so I don't know how well they'll do, but let's just see. Let's see who's offering data right now. Swash consumer borrowing data, Bitcoin sentiment analysis, eBay, 10 million data points, tests. So as you can see, it's pretty worthless right now. I say that harshly, but it's true. There's really no one utilizing the data marketplaces right now. So Harmony is almost down 50% in 2 weeks. Is a good time to buy. I don't know if that's true, but I do support Harmony quite a bit. I think they're very promising blockchain. Let's look at 1 month performance. So, from peak at 22 cents down, so that's not half. That's for sure not half. And if you look at 1 month performance, they went from 3.5 cents to 14 cents. That's like 600%. So, taking a breather is perfectly normal. Is it a good time to buy? I don't know. I'd say just dollar cost average. Just dollar cost average. That's the best way to do it. Sorry, let's try again. Just search yield. It's not the app one. If the borrower defaults, lender gets collateral. All right, let's see. Yield. Is it just yield? Is this yield credit? Fixed rate DeFi lending app, lending and borrowing on a platform, okay? Lenders earn fixed interest and without dilution across the pool, while borrowers earn, okay? I don't know. I'm just not a fan of any of these. I think there's just too many. There's just too many lending and staking and borrowing apps out there. Why can't people just make money traditionally by buying and holding good coins rather than trying to do all this stuff? I just like, oh man, it aggravates me sometimes. But anyways, maybe I'm becoming Michael Saylor in that aspect. Decentraland I do like quite a bit. I don't like DeFi insurance one bit because until one could prove they actually have millions, locked away to pay for hacks or vulnerabilities or smart contract like bugs or whatever, I'm not gonna trust any of them. Because they could say they'll pay out, but when it comes time to pay and they can't, then you're screwed. Then what's the point? XES, yeah, okay. You prove my point. There's a lot. Alliance Block. All right, I gotta go soon. Building the world's first globally compliant decentralized capital market. Again, another one. The layer 2 that bridges traditional centralized finance, automates the process of converting any digital crypto asset into a bankable product. So it's doing the reverse. Instead of creating a synthetic crypto asset from a real product, this is going reverse. You're converting a digital crypto into a bankable. It's just very confusing. It's not. I'm just gonna say it's not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea at all. What's your PT on ADA? Price protection at the end of the year? I'm going to stick with what I said, $25. If Bitcoin goes to 500,000 by the end of the year, Cardano will be at $25. That's my prediction there. Timothy asks, what do you think about Uniswap after seeing what Coinbase is doing? They will be in a good position a week after Coinbase listing with V3 around the corner. Superbit is made for you. Okay, well that intrigues me. But I don't think Coinbase and Uniswap, they don't really impede on each other. And Coinbase, invested in Uniswap. So they definitely realize DEXs are a threat. That's why they invested in them. But the two doesn't really compete with each other. They do and they don't, but they really don't. So with VC, with V3, we'll see. They already announced what they're coming out. People are a little disappointed by the layer 2 solution. So, I don't know. Superbit, is this a one for creators? Yeah, I've seen this before. I don't know. I'll have to see. Maybe if I expand to TikTok or something. But I don't know if this could be layered on top of existing one. See, the thing is, social networks are very, 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 very hard to get popular. Very hard. Just ask anyone that's ever tried to come out this, social media network. So if they're trying to get their own, I don't know. I got told about INX. They're the first SEC approved token offering. So yes, it is worth their time to look into. As far as I know, they're the very first ones that went to the SEC saying, hey, we're going to come out with a security token. We want your blessing. And the SEC approved it. That's what I know. That's what they're advertising. Now, I don't know for a fact if the SEC really approved it, but I'm assuming they're not going to lie about that. If they do, they're going to get in real trouble. So with that said, I think it could be a really good one. But they're really, really hyped up. And they're Google ads everywhere. Binance Launch Pool. Launchpad, you mean? Launch Pool? TLM? I don't know what TLM is. Alien Worlds? Okay, I'm guessing it's an NFT play. DAOs in Space. No, I'm wrong. It is a launch pool. What the hell is this? I thought it's Launchpad. Oh, anyways. Farm TLM by staking BNB. No, I am right. It is a NFT. I'm going to say no. No. There's too many NFT marketplaces. There's too many games that's staking NFTs and pools that you stake NFTs, or it's just so many. You know, people keep jumping on bandwagons. You know, it's a little tiresome. I would love to see Project come out with something different, something that's real, something that people will want to use, right? There's a few of them out there, but all these other ones are all some kind of weird take on synthetic token creation or some kind of NFT creation and just really complicated things that most people will just not care about. BAB. I don't know what BAB is. No idea. Get BAB. All right, this is going to be my last one. I'm going to let you guys go. Inclusive financial service for the world, a universally inclusive state-of-the-art financial. I love how they add state-of-the-art. Like, if you didn't add that in, then we would think less of it. Made for those who believe in the power of financial inclusion. What if you don't believe in the power of financial inclusion? You know? All right, I'm just turned off just by these 3 sentences, so I'm going to say no. All right. Well, I appreciate it. All right, guys. So hopefully, you guys saw that massive buy signal. So even though Bitcoin's kind of stalled a little bit, right? Overall, it's in a pretty good spot. It's a pretty good spot, hugging around that 60,000 point. But if you look at this massive outflow of BTC from the exchanges, the reserves, you know, decreased by 80,000. 80,000. That's a lot. That's $5 billion worth. And you know what? I think this is a massive pump signal. And I think we're going to see some massive movement pretty soon, right? It may be delayed. Maybe we don't see it right away. If you base this on some previous times, maybe you don't see it right away, but maybe we will. We will. So we'll see. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Of course, check out my giveaway. Make sure you sign up. If you haven't figured out the secret code yet for 100 entries, think hard. Think hard what I've been showing you guys, and then I think you'll figure it out. 3 characters long. Think about it. And also check out Georgecoin. If you want to support me, go ahead and buy some Georgecoins. I'm going to create some cool incentives for you guys, some engagement opportunities. And plus, I plan on using this to fund the very massive Vegas party later on this year. All right, guys, that's it. Have a good one. Bye-bye.